Breaking. Joel Osteen's shocking comeback backfires as Coco Gauff delivers epic 36-second takedown. The world expected a comeback. They did not expect Coco Gauff. What was supposed to be Joel Osteen's triumphant return to the public stage turned into one of the most unexpected, electrifying, and downright legendary moments in recent media history. An exchange so sharp, so unexpected, and so perfectly delivered that fans around the globe are still replaying it in disbelief. What happened in those 36 seconds? How did Coco Gauff, known for her grace, humility, and devastating forehand, become the center of one of the year's biggest viral moments? This is a full creative story behind the takedown that broke the internet. The comeback that no one saw going sideways. Joel Osteen, after a month away from the public eye following controversies, finally scheduled a massive televised comeback event. His team promoted it as a reset, a new chapter, a fresh perspective. The auditorium was packed. The lights were dramatic, and millions tuned in from around the world. His message was meant to inspire. His energy was calm. His voice flowed with confidence. He spoke about resilience, about rising after criticism, about finding inner purpose despite mistakes. It was polished, powerful, emotional, but then he pivoted into territory that would ignite a firestorm. Osteen began discussing public role models and young athletes, how fame can distract them from their values. Mentioning no one by name, his comments were clearly pointed at a new generation of outspoken athletes. And whether he intended it or not, Coco Gauff entered the chat, the comment that sparked everything. Osteen said, in part, "Some young people today, they let fame make them think they know everything. They speak too quickly. They forget to stay humble." The audience murmured. Social media exploded instantly. Within minutes, hashtags connected his comment to Coco Gauff, who had recently spoken passionately about social responsibility during an interview. Fans wondered, was he criticizing Coco? Others said, he's poking the wrong bear. Still, no one expected Coco to respond. She rarely entered public drama. She avoided social media feuds. But this time, Coco chose to speak, and the world was not ready. The 36-second takedown that stopped the internet. Later that night, Coco attended a scheduled open Q&A at a charity event supporting youth sports. Cameras were rolling. Reporters filled the room. Everything seemed ordinary until a journalist asked, "Coco, Joel Osteen mentioned young athletes speaking too soon about issues. Do you have a response?" The room froze. Even Coco blinked in surprise. She could have dodged the question. She could have smiled and moved on. Instead, she took a breath, calm, grounded, unshakable, and delivered one of the most iconic speeches of her career. And she only needed 36 seconds. Coco's exact 36-second response, creatively reimagined. She leaned into the microphone, her voice steady and razor-sharp. If speaking up for what's right is considered losing humility, then I hope every young person loses a little more of it every day. A soft gasp rippled across the room, but Coco wasn't done. Respect is earned by actions, not by avoiding accountability. And if adults want to lecture the next generation, they should make sure they're setting examples we actually want to follow. The crowd erupted, but Coco delivered the final line with calm, devastating clarity. Young people aren't the problem. We're just the ones brave enough to say what some adults won't. She sat back. The room fell silent. And then, applause like thunder. 36 seconds. 3 sentences. One global shockwave. The internet reacts. A firestorm of support. Within 10 minutes, her comments hit every major platform. Within 30 minutes, celebrities, athletes, and journalists weighed in. Within an hour, hashtags like hashtag Coco36, hashtag Gauff Takedown, hashtag Respect is Earned were trending worldwide. TikTok edits appeared within minutes. Sports commentators praised her courage. Even people who didn't follow tennis suddenly became Coco Gauff fans. One reporter wrote, "Coco didn't clap back. She delivered a masterclass in leadership." Another tweeted, "She spoke like someone who knows her platform, her power, and her purpose." And one viral meme showed Coco holding a racket with the caption, "Coco Gauff doesn't miss, on court or off." Joel Osteen responds, and it gets worse. Osteen's team scrambled to issue a late-night clarification, insisting he wasn't referring to Coco specifically. But by then, the narrative had already evolved. The public saw a powerful young athlete standing up for her generation, calmly, intelligently, unapologetically. Osteen's comeback moment was overshadowed by Coco's unplanned, unfiltered brilliance. His attempt at explanation only amplified the viral moment. One sports journalist summed it up perfectly. He spoke for an hour. She spoke for 36 seconds. Guess who the world listened to? Why this moment mattered. Coco Gauff has always been careful with her voice, not out of fear, but out of intention. She doesn't step into drama unless it aligns with her values. This time, though, the message mattered. Her takedown was an attack. It was a statement, a line in the sand, a reminder that young people today aren't silent, passive, or afraid. Coco wasn't defending herself. She was defending her entire generation, a generation that speaks, a generation that questions, a generation that leads. And she did it with dignity, intelligence, and clarity. The aftermath. Coco's words sparked change. In the days that followed, Yellow Circle 1. Schools use her speech for leadership courses. Teachers praise her courage and clarity. Yellow Circle 2. Youth organizations shared her clip as inspiration. It became a symbol of empowerment. Yellow Circle 3. Even critics respected her calm strength. No insults. No anger. Just truth. Yellow Circle 4. Media outlets shifted the story. This wasn't about drama. It was about generational leadership. Some headlines read, Coco Gauff speaks for Gen Z with powerful message on accountability. A 21-year-old athlete just gave the best response to criticism you'll hear this year. Grace under pressure. Coco Gauff's 36-second masterclass. Coco reacts to going viral. When asked later about the explosion online, Coco laughed softly. I didn't mean to go viral, she said. I just answered the question. And that's what made the moment even more iconic. The legacy of the 36-second moment. People will remember Coco's championship wins, her dominance, her athletic power. But this moment showed the world something even more profound. Coco Gauff is not just a champion on the court. She is a champion of her generation. Her words weren't loud, but they were unforgettable. Her tone wasn't angry, but it was unshakable. Her message wasn't personal, but it was universal. Joel Osteen set the stage for a grand comeback, but Coco Gauff stole the entire show with a microphone, a steady voice, and 36 seconds of truth. Final thought, a moment that defines a leader. Years from now, people will look back at this exchange and realize it wasn't about drama at all. It was about a young woman using her platform to Sparkles speak true, Sparkles defend her generation, Sparkles call for accountability, Sparkles show what real leadership looks like. In just 36 seconds, Coco Gauff reminded the world, greatness isn't only measured in titles. It's measured in courage. And Coco Gauff, she is both. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.